On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now back to Jersey's Morning Show. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
8:37 back on Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. We're coming to you from the Forge Jeweler Studios today. We've got some need-to-know things coming up for you in just a little bit. Some interesting things to share with your coworkers. But let's get to the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline. Good longtime friend of WCTC, Mike Schneider from NJTV, is going to be debuting a brand new series later on this month called On the Trail with Mike Schneider, and it combines a couple of his passions, and it looks like it's going to be a really great program. So Mike is with us here this morning to talk about his brand new show on NJTV. Mike, good morning. It's Bert Barron. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, Bert. How have you been?
I miss you, my friend, and it's going to be great to see you back on NJTV very soon. I'm excited for you for this brand new series. Thanks.
Well, first of all, let me tell you, you and I have been speaking for a number of years now, but this is the first time that I can say on the air that I'm speaking with Hall of Famer Bert Barron.
It is.
Thank
you, sir.
Well-deserved honor, my friend. Well-deserved honor.
I greatly appreciate it, Mike. Thank you so much. But your new series, man, maybe this will get you in the Hall of Fame soon.
You never know. It could get me walking towards the Hall of Fame, that's for sure. Yeah, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and you know, it's when people tell you to take a hike, they usually have ulterior motives. But in my case, it was the idea of getting out in the woods and getting away from it all was something that you know from working in broadcasting as long as you have, that we all need ways to get away from it because it becomes, while it's our passion, it can overtake your life, and sometimes you need to hit the reach set button there. And this was, you know, the way that for years that I've been doing it is just find a hiking trail and go out and disappear for a while in the woods and just let the mind kind of refine itself. And it suddenly occurred to me, you know, why not combine the two and let people in on some of the secrets about some of the extraordinary things that really are very close to all of us and that nobody seems to really realize until they get out there.
Yeah, you're right. And this passion for the outdoors, Mike, how did this develop with you? This something you were always really involved in and have always been sort of love the outdoors?
Well, as a kid, I mean, I grew up, you know, in the metropolitan area, and you'd always, as a kid, look for a way, if you're not playing stickball, you know, to find a way into the woods. But as I traveled around the country, as I was starting my career out, you know, I worked in places in western Pennsylvania, and then I worked in South Florida. So, you know, I'd find my way into the woods and the fields of western Pennsylvania when I was in Pittsburgh for about 6 years. Then I worked in Miami for about 4 years, and I found myself gravitating towards the glades and down into the Keys and things like that. And then when I got to the networks and traveled around the country, I'd look for mountains and mountain trails and things like that. And the more I saw, the more hungry I got for it. And when I moved back home, you know, back in the 80s and started working locally again, it suddenly occurred to me just how close all of this great stuff was. And not only that, but, you know, you'd be going someplace, and it's not just getting out and finding yourself surrounded by the trees and by quiet, which is, you know, sometimes just so necessary in our lives, but also finding out that there's a lot of history here which can be rediscovered. And to my surprise, you know, I realized firsthand that how much of the Revolutionary War actually occurred in the Garden State and how easy it was to access a lot of these historic sites by hiking the trails that some of the soldiers and the Washington's forces and the Brits that were chasing them followed as well. And then you get out to some of the places where we've gone for this show, particularly out to the Delaware Water Gap, where there was this huge environmental fight over what would be done with the Delaware River, and would it be dammed up for water and electrical purposes, or would it be left to the people who'd lived there for centuries? And the battles over that actually became Supreme Court material and in many ways became the template for the environmental movement in this country. So you make a lot of fascinating discoveries out there as well.
Yep, very cool. Mike Schneider is our guest this morning here on Jersey Central and WCTC. We'll look for his brand new series, On the Trail, with Mike Schneider to debut on NJTV. Mike, do you have a day and time of the first installment of the show?
Absolutely do. It starts, our premiere is 8 p.m. this coming Wednesday. That's the 13th on NJTV. So 8 p.m. is our official start date. We kick it off then.
That's a great time slot, 8 o'clock Wednesdays. That's beautiful.
Absolutely. Prime time, right in the middle of it. It's before most people get tired and after most people get home. So
good stuff.
Hopefully we'll have some eyes on it, yes.
Yeah, good for you. And I'm guessing that with you, with such everything you've achieved from your journalistic background, stories and talking to people and getting input and thoughts from people, I'm guessing that's a big part of this series too, right?
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things you do is you go down a trail and you take a turn and suddenly you find a place where an environmental battle has cost 10,000 people their homes, literally 10,000 people, and in a section of New Jersey where the density is less than it is in Alaska. I mean, we live in the most congested state in the country, they tell us, highest population density of anywhere in America, yet there's that northwest quadrant of the state, which is magnificent to look at, and we have, in some sections there, fewer people per mile than they have in Alaska. I mean, that's Jersey. That's one of the things also that I really took a lot of pleasure in, is being able to go up to an incredible view there in the Delaware Water Gap, which is the product of hundreds of thousands of years of geologic history, and then be able to say to somebody that doesn't know our state, this is Jersey. Yeah, this is Jersey, and I think it'll stun a lot of people who see this show. Yeah,
pretty remarkable. They call that the Skylands region of New Jersey, right? The upper corner there, the four counties.
Absolutely, and it is just remarkable, and it stretches. And one of the other things you discover too is that people know about the Appalachian Trail from like A Walk in the Woods and the book that was a bestseller for so many years, and then the Redford film that followed it, of course. But people don't realize the Appalachian Trail goes through New Jersey, and they're stunned when they find out that the Appalachian Trail actually was born in New Jersey. It was the idea for the trail came out of the brain of an amazing guy who happened to be in New Jersey, and for people to find out that this internationally known treasure was actually a product of the Garden State, also I think will stun them.
Yep, good stuff. Well, congratulations to you, Mike, on the new show, and good luck with it going forward. We'll be watching 8 o'clock Wednesday night on NJTV, the debut installment of the new series On the Trail with Mike Schneider. I can just see this in beautiful high definition. I can't wait to see some of the beautiful landscapes in New Jersey and some of the great places that you visit and hear the stories of the people that you talk to. And congratulations, Mike, on what's going to be just a great television show. Real happy for you, man. Excited, real proud, and happy that you're back on TV. This is great.
Thank you, Bert. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the friendship and the support. I think your listeners are going to be really stunned by some of the magnificent images they see, and also the realization that it's much closer than you think.
Yep.
And as we go forward, we'll take people throughout the state and show them just how easy it is to get to a place where it's good for themselves, for their kids, maybe their grandkids. It just is something that I'm really proud of, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share it.
Anytime, Mike. Always welcome here, and congratulations and good luck. All right?
All right. You too, Bert. Be well.
You too. Thank you. All right. Mike Schneider, my guest on the Raritan Bay Medical Center.